So, Laura, what was the film that you told Fernando to pick this week?
I had nothing to do with this.
You planted the seed.
I did plant the seed. Well,
Why did you
sorry.
choose the film?
Yeah, why did you choose it?
Well,
I had nothing to do with it.
I just feel like it's an extremely popular film. I'm not sure if it is, but so many people have mentioned it that I thought, why have I not seen this? And I also felt like I guess that was the reason, and I'm very glad. Well, I mean, I greatly enjoyed it. I must confess that I was watching it a few hours ago. In fact, the scene where she was realizing that she'll be 40 in 8 years. I was watching the scene when as I sent the message. I was like, oh no, I'm going to be 40 in 10 years.
When is your birthday?
My birthday is in September. It was a while ago.
I did realise that I forgot it when I saw it last week. I looked it up and shit, wasn't it in September? Thank you for picking When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, thank you for suggesting. Well, I mean,
I didn't suggest it.
Thank you for doing some Inception.
You said it good.
And you did enjoy it.
I greatly enjoyed it, yes. I was trying not to laugh too loudly because Chris was having a nap. Still I laugh.
You've seen it before.
I love it. Yeah, I think it's great. I've only seen it once before. Saw it for the first time maybe 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I liked it.
Oh,
I thought it was funny.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Have you seen it before?
No.
Oh, I thought you'd had. Ah, interesting.
So you had seen it?
I had never seen it before.
Oh, excellent!
So it's all of us fresh.
Very excellent.
Except Laura had seen it once. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Top quality romantic comedy.
Yeah.
No complaints.
Shall I play the music?
Yep.
Yep.
Wrap up.
What did you all like about it? Maybe start with that.
Just the jokes.
Very funny.
It was very
It was a funny film.
Yeah.
Good comedy.
Yeah. Good actors. I like Billy Crystal.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
don't know
Harry?
Yeah.
what else is he in.
Monsters Inc.
Oh.
I didn't recognise him facially from that though.
But the voice.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Mike.
What? Mike Wazowski?
The one with the one eye, the little green guy. Yeah, okay. Haven't seen that.
No.
Except, I think I saw it in the cinema. I don't think I've seen it since. That was way back. Yeah.
Right.
So I have a question for y'all. I didn't actually take that many notes, but at some point I realised that I don't know what Sally is short for.
It's not short for anything.
Well, it must be because...
It is in Salvatore.
Yeah, Salvatore.
Salvatore. Okay. Because I was trying to work out if it had the same root as Harry, which either comes from Henry or Harold, which would mean it was short for Senley or Sallold. But I don't think they're real names.
Yeah, you're right.
They're the best we've got.
Yeah. So I think formally at their wedding it's Henry and Senley.
Right.
Henry and Senley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thought that before about the name Sally.
Yeah.
It sounds like a...
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. My mum's name's Sally.
Yeah.
What's it short for?
Sally Ann, actually.
Sally.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it must be Sally Ann. That's
I
not
don't
good
think
enough,
everyone is that Sally Ann.
then. Like Marianne.
Yeah, but you can have Mary
Yeah,
without
okay.
it being short for Marianne.
I like it.
What's Fernando short for, Fernando? Sorry.
It's short for Fernando. No, it is
Fernando.
is
It's short for Fernando.
Julian Fernando.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Julian Fernando Casablancas.
Oh,
I like it.
very nice.
No, this is actually a name.
Who's that?
Oh, right.
What?
Is Julian Fernando Casablanca a very famous person?
I thought you were just making...
Well, I'm actually not sure if he's very... I mean, he's fairly famous. He
Can't be
sings,
that famous.
Oh!
He sings a song "Instant Crush" on Daft Punk's album "Random Access Memories."
Yeah, okay.
So I've heard him.
Yeah, I've got that on vinyl down there.
You have it?
Yeah, it's one of my favourite albums. I love it.
Well, yes. He unfortunately only appears as Julian Casablancas. However, his middle name is Fernando.
Ah. Oh, good for him. And good for all Fernandos. Hey, it's a credit to the lot of you.
I think all Fernandos are a credit to Fernandos.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, that's the second weirdly sycophantic thing I've said.
Try and make it 3 by the end. Do you have any other bizarre, off-the-wall questions about the film?
Well, the other question I've written down is why is he talking to her about such personal things on the plane? And then in brackets I've got the holding after sex. Because he clearly doesn't speak to his other people, well, anyone else in his life about these things. Otherwise, he'd be holding someone in the morning and say, oh, how long should I say? Or something like that, if he was really interested. And I don't know why he chose to open up to Sally, or Sally.
He was on the aeroplane.
Yeah.
He was engaged by that point, wasn't he?
Was he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't see her as a potential conquest.
Yeah. But so he hadn't opened up to his fiancée about these things, or his male buddy.
I feel like in trying to needle her, which is what he was doing a lot in the earlier interactions, he would just say things to try and...
So he was trying to make her feel awkward.
I think so.
Yeah, trying to wind her up.
Yeah, okay.
I could see that.
It could also be, maybe that is, but an alternative is that sometimes you say things to people, even if they're not very close to you, or, you say things to people that are close to you that you'd not tell even your closest friends, not because they're closer in that way to you, but just because I guess that there's something psychological that...
Yes, you can tell a stranger things.
Exactly, you tell certain people some things that maybe you wouldn't tell some other thing.
Yeah,
not because of the trust level, just because...
They're disconnected from you somehow, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess, or it's just something... I do not know why, but...
No, I don't think there's a right answer.
I always tell strangers my secrets when I'm drunk.
I've noticed that. You get some good secrets off them as well.
It's a currency of trust we're building.
Yeah, it's really good.
And it works, because if you tell a drunk person, they won't remember. So it's double blind.
Yeah.
Not only do they not know who you are, they don't remember what you told them.
Whereas I write everything down.
You're recording the
conversation. I'm recording right now. I am. Sorry, were you going to say something sensible?
Yeah.
About the film.
I had a friend who was trans and who kept it secret for a very long time. There were very few people who knew, but who would basically go on nights out and tell random strangers in pubs, just because it was kind of that same slight thrill of telling random strangers personal secrets.
Did she ever tell you?
No.
Ah. Well, I guess you don't know about her.
Yeah.
Who is it?
No. It's not someone you know.
That's why I thought you might know.
It's me! No. It's not me.
Should we stop recording first?
Yeah.
We should have a chat.
With me, something happens if I'm sitting at the bar with someone. There's something about that sort of dynamic that things, it just happens.
Start telling them how into football you are.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing.
Not quite.
Secretly a Hibs fan or something.
Oh yeah, I'm a diehard up the yellows. Love the Hibs, the old Hibs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
Yeah.
Is there a man playing piano in the corner?
I'm playing piano in the car.
I was trying to do a Billy Joel.
I got it.
Oh, thanks.
I did. I
Good.
got it.
I don't know what that has to do with secrets.
It's one of my favourite duets. Piano Man. So, anyone else?
Do you know this thing about Piano Man by Billy Joel?
No. What?
apparently a lot of people think it's a duet.
Oh, really?
Because he does this thing where he's singing low and then he sings high. And if you listen to it and think about it in that much, it sounds like a duet between a man and a woman. And apparently a lot of people think this if they don't really know much about the song. Yeah, Piano Man. That was my own personal karaoke nightmare, by the way. Have I told you about this? I did it. I was in a hotel bar in Italy once. It was just me and my brother and a load of like Italian families and their small children. And there was karaoke on, and I looked through the little book, and one of the songs was "Piano Man" by Billy Joel. I thought, yeah, I can do that. So I got them to do it, and they just like typed it into Google, found the karaoke version. And there are all these extra verses that I'd never heard before that are only on the album version. And I only knew the single version. It went on for like 8 minutes or something. And every time I thought, at least one time, they actually all applauded, thinking it was over, and then there was another verse. And I'd never seen these lyrics before. I just trusted that it was the same tune as before and read them off the thing, first time ever. There were these, very dutifully, like, applauding, with a few teenage girls at the front, like, applauding me with everything and cheering and stuff. But, God, it's dreadful.
Good work.
I thought it might just go on forever. Yeah.
There's actually an alternative. Michael's still singing Piano Man.
So he's still singing Piano Man to this day. We're way off topic. What?
There was some singing in the film.
There was karaoke.
There was some karaoke.
I don't remember the karaoke.
In the
When
gadget
he bumped
shop.
into Helen,
Oh, yeah.
they were singing Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't know that song.
No, I've never heard that from you.
heard it.
Yeah. You know that there's a musical called Oklahoma,
I do.
which I take it that's from that.
It must be.
Yeah. No,
One
I'm
more
picking
piece
them
of evidence that they just don't understand the etiquette of public spaces.
up. That you don't yell into a
Microphones.
loudspeaker.
Don't fake orgasms in restaurants.
Yeah. That was funny.
Are you glad you'd never seen it with your mum?
I'm glad I've never seen it with mine. Did we talk about that in the meeting last time?
Oh, maybe.
No, it was afterwards when we were thinking about watching
I
it.
see.
I was saying
I knew this story, yes.
I was going to watch When Harry Met Sally with my mum, and Claire said, no, don't. There's a bit where she fakes an orgasm for like 30 seconds. And really good call. Yeah.
Yeah. She's got a sensitive disposition.
Yeah.
We can't go exposing her to that sort of
No,
filth.
exactly. No. Everyone would have gone bright red, it would have been terrible.
Oh, yeah.
As it was, hilarious scene, really enjoyed that.
So since we're just rambling tonight, I have a related story, and it involves me watching Game of Thrones with my dad.
Oh.
And I explained to him that there were some explicit sexual scenes. He said, I don't mind that porno-y stuff. Right? Cool.
I don't mind porn.
With your daughter? Like, whatevs. And then it got to a certain scene where a couple shared a married couple were saying goodbye. They shared a loving kiss goodbye, just like normal everyday kiss that you would see in public. My dad went, oh, that's a bit much. Sorry, did you miss everything else that's happened? So there we go. Actual affection.
I know what it means, though.
I don't need any of that, do you? So I have a question about When Harry Met Sally, which concerns the character of Harry himself. Firstly, at what point did you start to like him? And secondly, is that relationship going to last?
I never liked him.
You never liked him right to the
I
end?
never started liking him, and in fact, the movie ended, and I thought he's a horrible person.
Yeah.
And I felt sorry for Sally, I suppose. I was like, oh, she's just marrying this horrible person. I guess I did laugh at all his jokes because he was genius at that. But still, I wouldn't want to be with him.
When did I?
You guys?
I might have started liking him on the plane.
Right. Wow, yeah, that's a lot earlier. Okay. When he was winding her up and teasing her and stuff.
What a cheeky chap.
Yeah, okay. Good stuff.
then maybe when they became friends also was when I thought
Yeah.
he was actually like a good character
Hmm.
who I did like as a person, not just a... I don't know. No, I did like him on the plane.
Yeah.
Okay, that's allowed. I think I'm with Fernando. Like, I
Still don't like him.
still something about him that's... I don't know, it's like he's fake somehow, even to the end. It's like he's constantly pretending to be what he thinks he ought to be. So, like, as a student, he's pretending to be all deep and thinking about death. And coming out with all these cliches about things, and like I found him like really entertaining and great to watch. But I never really liked him.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I liked him when he showed some vulnerability. Probably when around, or maybe a little earlier than the scene with the tape recorder where he sees his ex, and he's obviously just devastated by it. And suddenly I thought, oh, he does actually. He's not just faking everything. He's not just a lying, cheating scoundrel. But maybe I started liking him as well. Like when it turned out that he was divorced. Just there was something about him being able to feel that made something come through. And that was me liking him as an audience member. But at the end, even, I'm still kind of thinking, I don't know if this is a good guy to be with. I don't know if he's going to treat Sally the way she deserves to be treated.
So did we all like Sally? Is that...
I liked Sally.
I liked
all the way
Sally. I
through.
thought she was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, thumbs up. From
Very
Fernando.
irritating to be a friend with.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be friends with her.
How come?
Because she'd be irritating. She
Okay.
was always just so correct about everything and stuff. wasn't
Yeah.
she?
It was quite prim.
Prim, that's the
Prim,
one.
I like that.
Prim and proper.
And anal about stuff. Or the sandwich has to be exactly so. You didn't,
Yeah.
Did you find that endearing? Or?
I don't know. I suppose in real life I'd find that quite annoying, but I think a little part of me thinks, yeah, have it how you like it.
Yeah.
Why do you have to conform?
I was endeared by that, aren't I?
Yeah. You be you.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. But yeah, Harry still wasn't sure, even at the end. He seemed like he is at least sort of alright. But even at the end there, he only seemed to be thinking about himself for a lot of it. And I think he was really in love with her. The speech at the end was quite
Yeah.
winning. But yeah, I don't know if he really... He did so many bad things in the film. I wasn't quite happy.
Now that we are, I guess, my perhaps my opinion is still the same that I said a few seconds ago. However, maybe I will change it because I read this phrase, I'm not sure how long ago, that says, whenever a person wants to change, let them. Do not hold their past against them.
Oh.
And maybe I think that maybe he was changing, or maybe he wanted to change, and yes, maybe his behavior in the past wasn't the best, but maybe she was making him change, and I would like to believe that he will change for the better. And maybe he will. Yeah, maybe he will be better. And maybe when he was sitting on the couch with her, he was another person now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think I should not judge him by his past. Although I think that's all I do all the time.
It's quite often all the information you have about someone.
I know you don't know what they're going to do in the future.
Yeah. So my question and follow-up to that is that he is fundamentally the same person. So the same person when he was younger, doing the things we maybe didn't like, still has the same instincts as that person, but they are suppressing them to try and do the right thing.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Can you change your baser drives? Or does that make it make you any less good if your instinct is bad, but you force it? to the
So
background to
that's
do
quite
it.
applicable.
Do you
Possibly not. I don't know.
I think it's
I've
admirable
read-
to override your base instincts and do what
Possibly.
you know is right.
Yeah.
Because that's what society's built on, isn't it? Not just mauling each other to death because they're competition for food.
What did you read?
Oh, I just read a lovely snippet that said that this was a film about two people who have to become the best versions of themselves before they can be together.
Oh. What's the best version of Sally?
I don't know, but did she? Yeah, do we think that she grew and changed over the? She learned how to like express emotion, I guess. Did she? Wait, was she less judgmental by the end? I feel like she'd spent a lot of time being offended, but rightly so. Also, I don't know.
She was less chirpy by the end. Harry made a lot at the beginning of how optimistic and cheerful she was, and she was less so by the end. And I don't know whether we were meant to take from that when you mature, you learn to deal with your feelings rather than burying them, or something like that. Maybe that was an example of her growing. Certainly, he had to become the best version of himself.
I must think about it. I'll watch it again.
To address Claire's point, I think there's definitely. I think I'm agreeing with Laura that people have bad instincts, and the mark of a good person is them choosing not to act on those and making choices that are for the best. And that I don't think you could say someone's a bad person because they have bad thoughts. I think everyone probably has loads of dreadful thoughts all the time, and you don't act on them all the time. Maybe it's just guys or one of those things.
What are you men thinking about?
Yeah, exactly.
I only think about flowers.
Yes, you wouldn't get a lot done, would you?
Shoes and lipstick, that's all I think about.
Yeah, which is admirable. Like that. No one ever burned the world down thinking about flowers and lipstick.
What do you reckon, Fernando? Does that fit in with your premise that you shouldn't judge someone by their past?
Not judging people by their thoughts.
Yeah.
So if somebody has something bad in them deep down, but they choose to act in a good way, are they a bad person or a good person?
Whoa.
How did we get here?
Well, I think that my...
This is core to Harry, in my opinion.
Okay, well, my philosophical, or I guess my one answer, my technical answer is that there's no good and there's no bad.
Okay. Do you have another
Yes,
answer?
that is a good perspective also. I forgot that was also my perspective. Sort of the premise of anthropology, to be honest.
There's no good and bad.
It's all relative.
Burn everything down.
Yes. However, even though that is what I truly believe, maybe you can also define something. Okay, yes, maybe there's there are no things that are universally good, and there are no things that are universally bad. However, maybe you can have some concept, concept or local definition of what it means to be good and what it
You
means
still
to
have
be
to
bad.
operate within the confines of your own moral universe.
I don't know what that means. And if you have thoughts that you believe are bad, but you refrain from those thoughts and you act in the way that you believe is good, then I don't think that you're a bad person. First of all, because I don't believe that there exists such a thing as a bad person, but I think that no, and even if there existed something as a bad person, I don't think that you would be a bad person.
Okay. Were you just paraphrasing Fernando's last thought when you're talking about a moral universe?
Oh, I don't remember.
I was about the good and bad being absolutes, really.
Yeah, that you were agreeing with Fernando that good and
Yes.
bad aren't absolute things,
Yes.
and they depend on. Yeah, okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
No, wait.
No.
Oh.
No. Yes, there's that. But then it's impossible to transcend your own moral universe. As much as you can acknowledge that in a different context you would see things differently, but I'm unable to take off my own blinkers, for instance, to see that eating meat was the moral. Sorry, Fernando. But I understand that is very culturally and socially specific.
Yeah, okay.
Right, but I can't then just disregard it because it is my own embodied truth. It is how I live my life.
So when you're saying moral universe, it's a very personal thing.
Yes. Well, it's also very socially specific.
Okay.
But that's never a fixed state.
Oh my god.
Permeable. Individual
Amazing.
life worlds operating in wider.
Yeah.
They're an aggregate of multi-textured life worlds that operate.
I don't think I'm prepared for this tutorial.
I lost it, yeah. I didn't do my homework.
Okay, so society's idea.
Harry might not be an objectively bad person, but according to,
What's objectively bad,
I
though?
must exactly. Well, I must judge him by the standards in which
You personally operate.
Yes,
Which is partly based on the society you live in. Again, he lived in
but there's no
somewhat...
such thing as society. So
Okay. You did use the word societal just now.
I did.
Yeah, okay.
She was talking down to us.
It was good of you to do that. So we're talking about moral relativism.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody lives in a world where everybody just sleeps with random people and then leaves them even though they want to cuddle, just walks out at 10:05 and goes home, then we shouldn't judge them too harshly, even if we think that's the wrong thing to do because we were brought up that way and we wouldn't do these sorts of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is kind of related to not judging the past by present standards as well,
Yes.
because of that dynamicity of morals. Our view as a human collective changes.
But that also has its limits.
What sort of limits?
Well, for instance, in my tutorial this week, we have to look at someone called Raymond Firth, and if we took a presentist perspective, we could just denigrate him as a racist. So we have to kind of try and sift through that. But at the same time, I can't not acknowledge that he was it was still horrible that he was a racist. So I am still putting this judgment on him because I can't escape this moral universe of mine.
But you cannot vocalise that judgment.
But I must.
Why?
Because he was a racist, and that will have affected everything that he has said.
So the ultimate sort of what's it called, thought experiment is people bring it back to Hitler, right? Like that some dreadful things went on in the Third Reich, but a lot of the Nazis that were doing that were just doing what all the other Nazis were doing, and in their moral universe that was okay. But surely we can't sit here and go, oh well, I guess they were good guys because that was what their society expected of them. That's the sort of ultimate. We have to say that was bad, even if that is just that we believe that. We really do believe that. So that's what you're getting at, is it?
I think so.
Okay.
There's a name for this, isn't there? When a conversation gets to comparing someone to Hitler,
Yeah.
that's
Is
it
it
over.
something like reductio ad Hitlerum?
Oh, I like that.
I think it should be.
Well, I'm not
I
saying
might
that
have
someone
made
else's
that up.
point of view is that.
It's something
it's
like
the
that,
same
but
as
it
the Nazis or anything. It's just it's a good. This is something really terrible that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did
Yes, it
this
is.
start? You were saying that
People having bad thoughts.
good people having bad thoughts, and can we forgive Harry?
I forgive him.
for his rotten behaviour to other women earlier in the film.
Well, if we were Christian, we would be compelled to forgive.
Of course.
him, yes.
We would be.
Do we accept that he's not going to do it again? Do we accept that that's over now?
Yeah.
Yes.
that it's over.
Is he going to continue to treat Sally eventually in some way that's unacceptable, just like he's treated other women he's been with?
Oh. No, I also believe that he is done with that stage of his life. I would like to believe that he's going to change.
Yeah, so whether it's still in him or not, he's not going to carry on doing stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah, even at the end there, I was thinking, this is very nice, and that was a cute love story, and I'm glad they got together in a way, but also, I think she's set herself up with someone that's undeserving of her. She's got together with someone who isn't as respectful and as compassionate as he should be.
But she loves him.
Sorry?
She loves him.
She does love him.
Such a romantic.
It's so romantic.
I mean, that really does go somewhere. Like, if you love someone, that's worth something. But that doesn't mean I'm happy with him. And I wonder whether that's going to cause her some pain later on. Just based on what we saw of him, one pretty speech wasn't enough for me. Though I think he really did love her, and that's worth something. I wonder if he'll continue to act selfishly, perhaps in other ways. Will he, like, hold her hand while she's giving birth? Will he, will he look after her every day when she's old? And I just wonder.
Oh, what did we think of the little vignettes? Of the old people.
The old couples are sweet.
Yes.
They were sweet. What do you think, Fernando?
What do I think?
The old couple's on the
yes,
surface.
I thought, how powerful is the mind?
Oh my god, this is just too much.
Jesus. What do you mean?
How have we had the deepest conversations about Harry and Sally?
It's a good film. What did you think?
I think I'm going to give, I guess, one example that a person that apparently was in love with her. They met when she was 16, and then they did not meet like for 34 years. Which means that they met again probably when they were 50. And he felt that another day had passed and something like that. And I was like, well, you've managed to fool yourself then.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Actually,
I thought that was where it was going.
also, as a 50-year-old, I think she looks like a 16-year-old.
You just get your head shut.
Sorry, you're shouting, mate.
There's something in it, in that if you see someone as being the same age as you, you kind of don't change your own perception of yourself. But yeah, no, it's that kind of thing doesn't really happen. But people in real life do say stuff like that. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
My favourites were the ones where the woman just kept talking over them. It was so cute.
That was lovely.
And again, old couples that just...
And do we think Harry and Sally fit into that? Are they? Is their story as endearing as theirs?
I consider myself endeared.
Are you? Oh, that's one vote for endeared.
I was endeared.
2 for endeared. Well, it doesn't matter what we think, does it?
It could be an even split. It could be a dead rubber.
Or it could be no decision, I see. I thought this was definitive.
I knew we should have had an odd number of members.
We've got a number of odd members.
I thought it was nice, but nice in a different
Very
way.
good.
Nice in a different way.
It felt a little more, I guess, whatever it means to be realistic.
Yeah, like they weren't fooling themselves so much. Okay. I felt like each of the vignettes we saw was getting more realistic and less lovey-dovey each time. Because the first one was this perfect, I saw her across the room and I said, David, that's the woman I'm going to marry. And
yes.
2 weeks later we were married and we've been in love ever since. And then the next one was a bit more, and this funny little thing happened and I'd never have thought it, but we were in love. And then a bit later on it was, well, our parents arranged this marriage and I wasn't really sure, and they're talking over each other and there's obviously a little tension. Then finally this...
And the other person though got married like 3 times and divorced.
And so I thought that was a pattern. Is there something in that?
I reckon that's
so.
good.
Yeah.
Now
you
they're
stumbled on a
getting
good
maybe
one.
more realistic and less perfect, concluding with when Harry met Sally, which is I spent a couple of years telling her about all the girls I was sleeping with.
12 years and 3 months, yes.
12 years and 3 months. But also that was the most enjoyable and the most endearing one of all of them, because we'd seen them go through that process and it had a ring of truth to it.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of your best.
I'll write that in my diary tonight. I'm going to bring my mum after this.
Not because I should watch the film.
I guess she watches it on her own and we just don't talk about that. Maybe I'll send her the podcast. That'll shake things up. I'm not going to.
Hi, Jenny.
She did see Songcatcher.
Orgasms.
She'll never listen to it now.
And what do you think of the movie?
I recommended her Songcatcher and said, you might like this, because it was kind of old-fashioned and stuff.
I thought you... Of course I thought... I heard you say Songcatcher. For some reason I thought you said Song to Song.
Do you know what? I do the same thing.
Will just saw Song to Song. I haven't asked him what he thought of it.
Oh my God,
I think
find out what he
we'll have a
thinks.
good conversation about that. I might get him to record his bit.
Yeah. Can we get him to call in next time?
Call him now.
He's on the... I'm not going to call him. I'm not calling
Give me your
him.
phone.
Yeah, call him.
My phone's there, but you don't call him.
My thumb works. Do you want me
This could go badly wrong. No, I will ask him what he thought of it.
But your mum likes Songcatcher.
My mum liked Songcatcher. She thought it was really good, and she really liked the bloke in it, and she...
Is he dreamy?
So rugged.
We thought that. I don't know if she thought that, but she liked him, and she liked the whole film.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to pour my drink now. I'm sorry.
Oh, please do.
I'm trying to do this quietly.
That's nice. We can have a little ASMR section in each podcast where we just listen. Pour drinks.
What?
That's nice. I enjoyed that. Cool, so I think we hit some important points there, and I think our agreement finally was that we are willing to let Harry have his moment, and that's okay. But you three, I think, all have some faith in the relationship, and I don't share that faith. Is that fair to say? Yeah. Okay.
I have faith in the relationship, but I still don't like him.
Yes. Whereas I sort of do like him, but I think he has a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
No, I don't entirely like him. He's charming, but I think I've been charmed just as she's been charmed. I've fallen a little bit in love with him, and not for the against
Classic
my better
Michael.
judgment. Yeah.
So one other note I've got is Sally talking to her friends compared with Harry talking to his friend at the football
That's
game.
interesting.
And that girlfriends chatting over lunch versus men trying to have a real conversation while they pretend to watch a sports game.
Yeah.
It's a stereotype, but it's quite realistic.
It is, isn't
Something
it?
in that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still the case. Like maybe in the 90s when this was made, that was the real case. How often do you go for lunch and chat about your feelings?
Don't know.
Or do you do it while you're playing video games?
Yeah, so I mean, when I talk to my brother, we always played video games. And when I hang out with Michael, we play squash. Whereas Sometimes when I see you and Lydia, we go for like lunch somewhere and have a nice chat. And
Yeah.
I think I like the second way better, actually.
The one where you get to concentrate.
The one where you actually get to have a proper discussion rather than be like, oh shit, I dropped the ball.
How about you, Fernando?
I talk about my feelings with my therapist every Wednesday.
Oh yeah, you've got an actual thing. You do it in one healthy way. You don't just get pissed and tell strangers, or get pissed and tell friends, or play squash and tell friends.
Yeah.
You speak to a professional who can actually help. There we go. Got a mixture then, haven't we?
It was an interesting comparison, the two different
What's
ways.
yours?
I tell everyone everything, so
Yeah. Equal opportunities for all.
I just have no filter really. So
That's nice.
yep. But I did get to write juxtaposition, which I haven't written since high school, so that was fun.
Nice.
Enjoyed that.
You should write that down in a book that you're eventually going to give to someone else who's going to read it and be like, oh, shut up.
What, this one?
Yeah. I wonder what will happen to that book in 20 years.
I know. I like to think someone will...
No. Oh, you've just made me think about
The future.
time.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
I'm aging.
Oh, God, in 10
I'll never watch
years,
Last
we're going to
Action
be
Hero
40. I don't think I'm ever going to watch Last Action Hero again. I don't feel too bad about it, though.
Where will it be, though? You've got to treasure that now.
I do, yeah.
Burn it tonight.
I did do like high school block writing on the front page to make it feel like
nice.
it was a jotter or something.
Oh, you didn't do the special S?
No,
Yeah, what a missed opportunity.
I was too creative for that shit.
Oh, it could be you. Oh, that looks quite good, actually.
Yeah. So the last note I have is that it was funny when the friend folded the card. She had a little book. She was like, oh, this guy's married.
Yeah.
I won't throw it away. I'll just fold it and put it back. Because you never know, do you? So I was really glad when she ended up in a healthy relationship afterwards.
Yeah.
Because she had an unhealthy life.
Sure.
I remember the first time I watched that, I did not realise it was Carrie Fisher. I must have missed it.
No, I didn't.
I had no idea. We talked about it afterwards.
Yeah. No idea.
Yeah.
I had a good conversation with Claire about it. I said, oh, Carrie Fisher, the one from Contact and Silence of the Lambs. And you remind me who she's actually... That's Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Carrie Fisher, the one from Star Wars and Blues Brothers. Didn't see that at all. Yeah.
It was also one of my favourite moments when they're arguing about the coffee table. And then he has to burst out with
That was good.
In fairness, it was a crap coffee table.
I liked it.
I quite liked it.
Oh, God.
I don't want one. It's kind of crap you see in pubs, isn't it?
Yeah, like in the brew pub where they've got the kegs
Yeah.
instead of tables.
Which is kind of good for the theme in the brew pub, right? It's about beer and stuff, but I don't think I'd want one in my lounge.
If I got to have a bar as well, I would be willing to have a barrel table.
I will make that that sacrifice.
That's I've run out of notes. I was just enjoying the film.
It was a good film.
Symbolism, 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 symbolism.
Was there any symbolism? You see any symbolism?
I know that there might be symbolism everywhere. It's just that I'm always very bad recognizing the symbols.
Yeah, we're good at making stuff up.
That is true.
I had to improvise today for my class, I thought I could just open this paper that I had to present on about semiotics, and it was the most complicated.
About what?
Semiotics,
Half-otics.
sort of study of signs.
Okay.
Yes.
Like road signs and stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Like meaning.
Okay.
Icons, indexes, and symbols
Okay.
together. It was very
Indices.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Since we're all going off on stories,
Yeah.
what was I going to say about that?
You opened
You
the
had to
paper.
improvise loads.
I had to
of them.
improvise it. I had to just spill things out of my brain,
Oh my god.
Great.
having
That's
not
the
understood
idea.
anything. Vaguely got somewhere with it though. Anyway,
What did
were
you
we
tell
talking
them?
about? Symbols. Oh yes, there's meaning everywhere, and it's always in objects. So we should think of an object.
Okay.
I think we should talk about the cartwheel table. It was the first time Harry and Sally agreed.
Oh,
Maybe.
that might be right.
But they were profoundly disagreeing about a different point, weren't they? Yeah.
But snuck in there.
Yeah.
That argument, right? That argument was the point at which.
Oh wait, didn't they agree that the last line of Casablanca was the best line ever? Before that.
Probably.
Yeah, they'd settled down.
I mean,
by then,
if I'm going to make these things up on the spot, they're not always going to work.
Yeah, oh, good try.
It's the first time they agreed about a table, though.
Are we sure?
Okay, here's one.
Okay,
The music throughout it, they'd play these little snapshots of music, and they would always have something to do with
Oh yeah.
with what was happening in the story, right?
I only noticed it once, but yes.
I can't remember what the examples were now.
I remember at the beginnings, the one was it Louis Armstrong?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You say
Tomato. Tomato.
Oh, that's nice.
There was another one during New Year's Eve, or I'm not sure, during a dance when they were pretending to be, well, I guess they were wanting to be friends, and they were dancing closely, and the music was something like turning friends into lovers.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Very good.
It's a good soundtrack as well. Is that as a nice
Well, it
sort
was
of jazz
Harry
sort of
Connick
like
Jr., wasn't it? So it
Was
was
it?
all, yeah. It was a lot, was him and his band. It was-
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
or stuff that he picked.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, the stuff like that was perfect. So that was good. A nice little motif running through it of sort of jazz songs that matched up with the story.
That was good. It's good.
Her fantasy about the faceless man. What
Yes.
that symbolise?
And her clothes change. Her outer protective layer is the only
Wasn't
thing
the whole
that changes.
point of that it was so basic and there was so little you could read into it, and that was the joke?
I think it's
Let the women speak.
yeah.
Okay.
I think it was a mediation on the ephemerality of permanence.
Yes, I agree.
Isn't ephemeral the opposite of permanent?
Well, indeed.
Oh. I think it was a comment on the blackness of white.
Oh. So, like, the darkness of her innocence.
Yeah, exactly.
Why was she so innocent?
Oh, it must be something dark.
So you think Sally had a terrible childhood, and
I
this
think the whole thing was a commentary on the nightness of day. Yeah.
overt niceness was somehow covering for a trauma in her past. That's
Yeah, I
really
don't
deep,
think
Michael.
that- yeah.
That, well done.
What
Good
about
spot.
Who was Moby Dick, though?
She was Moby Dick, wasn't she?
I'm going to say that every
And he
week.
was Captain Ahab, and he
I
was
thought
just
he was
pursuing
Jesus.
her. Oh, obviously he was Jesus.
Alright, okay, sorry.
No, I don't think anyone was Jesus in this one.
Maybe Helen was Moby Dick,
Who's
Which
that?
one was Helen?
his ex-wife.
Oh.
Maybe the state of New York was Moby Dick. Anyway, I
He
think.
wasn't ultimately destroyed by anyone, was he?
True.
Well, his original fierce personality was destroyed by Sally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She
That would have
tamed
been a
him.
nicer ending to Moby Dick.
If he marries the whale.
If he marries the whale.
if the whale taught him humility.
Yeah, if he learned the error of his ways, stopped being so obsessive.
Fell in love with the whale.
And just sort of settled.
That's how I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
You think Harry's settled?
He settled down, certainly.
Oh, okay.
But his
Michael doesn't distinguish between settling and settling down.
He stopped like relentlessly pursuing. He didn't stop relentlessly pursuing her, did he? In fact, he started quite near the end. I don't think it really matches up with Moby Dick. It's worth a try, though.
Well, for the rest of my drink.
Yeah.
I might have one, actually.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Well, when he broke up with Helen, his flat was empty, and then he started hanging out with Sally, and the more time he spent with her, more furniture was added to the flat, and so she was
The semiotics that were embedded in the materiality.
decorating the house, filling it with nice things, and then ultimately, when the house was complete, or the flat was complete, they got together.
Yeah.
Once
nice.
That is brilliant.
That's inspiring.
That is wonderful. That's
I
your
think
best
there's
thing.
something in that as well.
That's not
solid.
even fake.
Everybody's making their best comments today.
Yeah.
Except you and me.
Maybe we just didn't notice.
Classic.
We often. It's only when I listen back I'm like,
We'll go through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Surely we'll have said something good.
There must be something in all that.
I'm going to cut it.
Do you know, it's just classic sexism, isn't it?
What does that even mean? That wasn't your best comment. But yeah, the flat was his heart.
That's typical.
Filling.
His heart.
Yeah. Not his real heart, but it was his soul.
His symbolic heart.
Yeah.
But his symbolic heart was a flat.
Yeah, exactly.
It was symbolic for his symbolic heart being filled.
Exactly.
The flat was his symbolic heart. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Good film.
No, that was a good observation.
And good observation, yeah.
Well done.
Good for her.
Yeah.
When Harry Met Sally. So someone told me today that it was sort of the original rom-com in some way, that it was so influential on other rom-coms. It's a really special one.
Yeah, it's got a lot more to it than a classic rom-com, I think.
Okay.
Maybe just because it was first, it didn't have I didn't have to try really hard in some areas and overcompensate in others, and maybe it just had the freedom to get everything right.
Yeah.
And therefore it did.
Yeah, I could see that. It was a good decision to keep, essentially the whole film was duologues, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Almost all of it was just one character talking to another, with fairly clean dialogue with nothing else going on, and that was a really nice choice. Could have been a play, couldn't it?
It could have been, yeah. I thought
I think it would be a good play.
Yeah.
It skipped 3 seconds.
You did very well recently. We'll write that one up. Right, chuck them all in the Brexit hat. Let's go.
No, today is something else. It's Instant Crush with
Oh yeah.
Okay, this was enough.
That was it.
I was enjoying it.
That
Never
was
heard
yours,
that in my life.
Take that. Good track.
Oh.
Not yours. M for Michael. This is the first time I've gone first, so I'm pretty happy with that. And my choice is Casablanca.
Whoa!
Oh. That's neat.
Just after listening Julian Casablanca.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He incepted you. Good.